Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Baz, WELDERFABBER, and today we've got this J45 in the workshop that you'll have seen on the last Chronicle if you watched the last Chronicle. This is the jack leg that's got the snap bolt and damaged the frame. Also it's ripped the pipes off at the back, so what they would have done, they'll run the machine with all the weight on that bolt. So if you send that leg down and you don't put that pin in into the leg, all the weight, the full weight of the machine is reliant on that bolt. So these snap very often because if our operator doesn't go out with it, this is what happens. So we are actually about to take the main conveyor off that's been badly damaged. There's only two bolts holding it on at the bottom. There's only a couple of pipes, and then you got your rams. If we look at the conveyor here, you see the back twist in it. And here. In fact, there's nothing actually really salvageable on the main frame. Everywhere you look at it, it's got a bend in it. Now then, I have seen a lot of damaged conveyors in my time, but not one as badly damaged as this. So when something like this does happen, there's always questions asked to how it's actually happened. And this is a tricky one. Lads have just got the, have you got the bolts out at the bottom there? So we've got the two big bolts coming out at the bottom that are holding that conveyor on. And then you've got your rams and oil pipes, and this will come off dead easy. Once we've got the conveyor off, we'll strip everything off it that's salvageable. But if you come inside here, you see how we've got damaged rollers. There's rollers that have been flattened here. Right? And the way that happens is if the belt gets blocked, which does happen often on crushers, sometimes drive operators take the bucket off the machines, put the quick hitch in onto the belt and try and pull the belt around to try and free it up. Now then, I have seen it a lot of times visiting quarries and just having to notice what they're doing. But we'll get this off in a minute and have a better look at it. Right guys, so now we've got the conveyor out. I'll make a list of what we actually need to order. It looks like we only need a couple of rollers up at the top end. A couple of new bolts that we just cut to get it out. Not much else really. So we'll strip this back down to the bone now. We'll have to remake this full frame. Right, there won't be much weight in that, but there'll be a bit of time in making that. Everything off. There's only these rollers really that need to be replaced, looking at it. One of the rams needs resealing as it's leaking. But for those that don't know, we're always 2-3 weeks. We've always got 2-3 weeks workload ahead of us. Now this knocks everything back, but this machine is on hire to a customer whilst this repair is done, so we'll try and get it done as quick as possible for the customer. But again, there's a bit of time here in making this frame. So I'd say time for a bit of warp director whilst we strip this down. We'll get everything off it, get it all palleted up, and then I can get some dimensions to make the actual frame. The only thing I really need to look for is it has two bends in this that are supposed to be there. So it's getting them actual degrees bang on to what it should be. That's the only hard bit about making this. Everything else is dead easy. But I can make this off what we've got. Alright, so those that don't know, this is the tail drum, and as you can see, the bearings have been getting plenty of grease. Yeah, so there you're in the races, still stuck to your shaft. And this is the guard that goes around your tail drum. Alright, so obviously it's not been getting greased. So the conveyor is pretty much stripped down now. And the more you look at this, the bits you take off, the easier it is to fabricate, to be fair. There is only two points where it splits. So you've got an angle there, and you've got an angle here. So the conveyor will change angle in two positions. That should be straight from there to the top. Right. The other thing I've noticed is these cross members here, these little C sections, and the one at the top. You see how they're all bent down. Now then, that means that roller was lower than that box section, so the belt has been rubbing against this box here. That's a telltale sign to say that somebody's been trying to pull the belt round, as it's been jammed at some point. It'll probably been jammed at the tail drum end, and they've been trying to get the belt going. So they've had the excavator bucket or quick hitch on the belt trying to pull it round. That could have happened. I'm not saying it has, but it could have happened, and that could have contributed to the bend in the conveyor. So if you look at it at a few different angles now, director, you can see how bad it really is. But I have just had an interesting phone call off a guy that might have a conveyor. So I'm going to take some dimensions off this now, and I'm going to go and have a look at it. But I don't want in on camera. So I'm hoping it's going to fit, and if it fits, it'll save us and these men quite a bit of work. But looking at this, I mean, it's only a load of C-sections. Yeah, if you were to get this profile bent, you'd put that together in a day, wouldn't you? You'd have that together in a day. Well, if Jay were on it, it'd take about 2 weeks. But me and Luke were doing it in a day. But there's nothing much to it really. We're going to reskirt it all. We've got the crusher on the wash at the moment, so we'll get that completely washed off. That was one of the rollers from up here. So either that one or that one. I can't remember which one it was now, but obviously they've hit it with a bucket, haven't they? Or the quick hit's trying to turn the belt. So yeah, a few more bits off there, we'll get that out. And if this one isn't up to what I think it is, the one I'm going to go and look at, I'll just order a load of material and put it together ourselves. But I'll let you know on that one, Director. Alright, so the crusher's been washed off at the moment. I have noticed that the ram seals have gone in this ram. So we'll take that ram off and get it resealed. And we've also noticed that the underneath the pre-screen is blocked. So as Paul's washing up there at the moment, as you can see, all that material is blocked in that chute. It's slowly starting to come. As you can see, it's dropping down behind the jaw, and it'll drop onto the impact bed, and then we'll just blow it out. So they have also been running it with the pre-screen blocked. Now then, the lever is in the right position for all the material to drop behind the jaw, but the material must just be wet. And this is why I weld plates over the grizzly bars on the pre-screen in winter time. You see how solid it is there? We'll have that cleared out shortly anyway. So we are around at our plant yard, and this is our paint shop here. And something has just landed. Let's go and take a look. J45 conveyor frame. Now then, there's a 6-week lead time on one of these, and I got this in days. Now that's the power of social media for you. So if you look down the conveyor, you can see the 2 points where it bends slightly. So it bends slightly there, and it bends slightly here. So really, if you look at it now, it is really straightforward to make. There's nothing hard about it. Once you'd had these sections pressed, yeah, and a couple of C-sections made, there's nothing to it really. You know, you put all them together in a day. So yeah, I'm well happy with that. We'll get that painted tomorrow, and we'll get it bang back on machine. But we've got to nip up to Bacup now just to check the wheel wash situation out, because we're going to rejig it. And if anybody's watching now who has a wheel wash for sale, come at me in the comments, will you? Because we're We might buy another because we've got a few quarries on the go at the minute that need wheel wash assistance. Let's go, director. Oh, and guess what's just turned up for the director? So if you see this kicking about, yeah, you know who the director is. So you better look after it, director. Wow, freezing. Bake up, if anybody knows bake up, it's always 10 degrees lower than everywhere else. Anyway, we've just arrived at bake up. And the situation we've got here is the wheel wash. So we have a few trucks coming in and out every day. I'm not too sure on the numbers, probably 50 trucks coming in and out a day. And we need to sort the wheel wash situation out. So this is an old wheel wash that runs into that tank. So that tank there has to be lower than this, right? And as the water comes out of the jets, well, there should be jets in these, but there isn't in this like little ring main. As the water shoots out and hits the wheels, it drops back down onto these angle irons, and the water runs off and into that tank. Now then, that tank needs a filter system making for it if I'm going to go down the road using this wash. Them rumble strips there, I'll have to go in our existing wheel wash that we've got there now. But if anybody has got a wheel wash for sale who's watching this, you know, one of them hippo washes like what Asheville's got, let me know in the comments, because we might actually purchase one. It might be cheaper to purchase one than to refurb this one. Looking at the work that's got to go into it, it needs 2 pumps, and pumps aren't cheap for starters. And also we've got to think about the noise that comes from a pump. So we'd need a super silence pump, or we've only got 240 volt electric, and I don't think that'd be powerful enough to run a pump of this size. So yeah, if anybody does have one, let me know, because it could be handy. So, director, I'm not too keen on this weather up here at the moment. And the other thing is, as you can see over there, the 200 screener, we're actually going to send that down to another quarry that we have down in Wales. So transport's going to come pick that up tomorrow, and that'll go down to our Anglesey quarry. Let me have a little weigh up what we're going to do here, director. Alright, so now I'm back at yard. Alex has just loaded this Doosan 550 back on to this new Newty Boom trailer. And now this is one of them trailers, director, that opens up that way. So this is Alex, our driver, one of a good low-loader drivers, should we say. Go on, crack out, you got your movement order in place?
Yeah, I've got the movement order. This is a Newty Boom OSD, which is a upper leg of sliding deck. So what it is the trailer load deck slides out. So when you're putting wide machines on like this, it's nice and safe. You see what I mean?
Is that fully out now, that?
It's not even fully out, that.
So what width does it go out to?
It could go out to about there.
Right.
But because we're going down some country lanes, we don't want to get it too wide and start knocking the switchgear off of that.
So this is quite a fancy trailer, so they don't need to put outriggers on?
No, you don't need outriggers. It's completely safe when you're loading the big machines in bad weather like this, you know. So
this is a lot safer trailer than say this?
Absolutely. It's a much more advanced and safer design.
Yeah. It is pretty cool. I bet there's a few quid involved in there.
Yeah. They didn't tell me how much it were, but they said it would here. So.
Director, right, I've got a meeting with Foxy, yeah? So you follow Alex down to Bullens, because they're on with welding that bucket. Yeah? And I'll give you some O-rings and shims to take with you. Al, are you going now?
I'm going to go to our yard to get the moving order,
Yeah.
and then I'm off.
Right, sound.
Have you got these tools you were saying, shims?
Yeah, I'm going to go with you now.
All right.
Sound. Right, director. See you in a bit. Right, so now we've got the crusher back in the workshop after we cleaned the pre-screen out. So that's your diverter flap, yeah? That goes from one way to the other. So once it's in that position, everything from your pre-screen will drop down onto your side belt, yeah? But it was in the right position, but it was that fully blocked. You saw it on the wash the other day, and this chute was full. Right, and what's happened is, because they've kept running the machine with it full, it's broke the brackets. So if you look up there, Director, you see the brackets broke here, and the brackets broke here. Right, it's quite common when you run a crusher with a block pre-screen. Right, anyway, we've also repaired this leg that was broke, just waiting for the nut. In fact, it's just arrived. And this is how we stiffen them up by putting a little stiffener plate in there. So what we're going to have to do now, we're going to have to lift the feeder out. Once we lift the feeder out, this is the feeder, this whole thing. We'll lift it out, take it over the back of the crusher, and then we'll show you inside the chute where it's broke. All right, so it'll only take 10 minutes to get this out. Right, for those that don't know, this is the feeder of a crusher. Right, so these e-gearboxes, and inside there you've got some big weights that spin round at a rapid pace that make this shape. Right? So as the material's loaded into the hopper that drops onto the feeder, it works its way down and lands onto the pre-screen here. Can you see how we've blocked half of the pre-screen off of the plate there? So that will stop it from blocking up like it has done now in the winter time. So we've only blocked half of it up, so if some customers do want to use the scalping belt just to pull the pines out, they can do. So now we'll look inside the machine to show you what has actually broken. I'll take the camera, Director. What's that, boys?
Just need to swap it 2 leggers. 2 leggers and 2 brackets to get it out.
2 leggers?
Yep.
So nosy. This is our little scouser. Just got to be careful when he's about, you know what I'm saying?
Your knees alright getting up there?
They'll be alright, son. Right, can you see where it's brought there? So it's brought down that side. Brought down there. Can you move that, Jay? Can you move that little chute? There's a movement in it.
No, it's stiff.
There's quite a bit of weight in that, you know. So brackets are broke from both sides. So, like I say, just put the 2 leggers on it, undo what bolts you can, and just pull it out. And we'll have a better view of it once it's out. And that just drops down behind the jaw. So all that will have been full of material. Too much weight, machine bouncing about, and they just break off. That's the expanding foam that we put behind the jaw. That's behind the fixed jaw there, that expanding foam that you can see. And once you take that plate off there, it's dead easy then just to get to your wedges, to release your wedges to release that fixed jaw. Show them inside the jaw box there, Jay lad. And that jaw has not long since been put in, so although it was loose when it came back, wasn't it?
Aye.
A couple of nuts loose on it. So yeah, that's inside the belly of the beast. The one little scouser. Yeah, I'll get that sorted, yeah. Yeah, we have a little problem with our crane. So yeah, we'll go check on the conveyor whilst the lads are pulling that chute out. Also, Jay, this needs to come off. If you look at that director, you can see how it's bent out like that. Now that happens when you're hitting the jaw, when you're hitting material through the jaw with a bucket. Crazy amount of damage on this machine. Right, let's go and check on that conveyor. Right, let's see where they're up to with painting this conveyor. Slow progress, should we say. How long are you going to be with it?
We're done today, like.
We're done today, yeah?
Oh, yeah, 100%. Gonna go back over these arms and then do the outside.
I need it out of here first thing in the morning.
Won't be a problem, mate.
Yeah.
What time is it now? You got time on it?
2 o'clock.
2. Should be in colour for 2:30, 3, and I'll leave the heater on all night or whatever.
Right.
We'll eat them.
As long as we can get it into my workshop in the morning, we're 8.
Mate.
Oh, I do. Sound good. Alright guys, so it's now 11:30. On call, got call out to the railhead. Clamp bucket again. So no idea what it is just yet. Let's see when we get there. Right, let's take a look. Right, so we've cracked on the tube, on the weld. So, that actually looks like it's got a bit of a bend in it, doesn't it, Keith?
Yeah, I didn't know whether one of these was cracked underneath ever so slightly. I couldn't just see properly, you might have eyes.
No, well, you see these clamp buckets are designed so you can buy that section.
Yeah.
So you see you got a welder, you got a welder, so you can buy that, and then whenever you buy a clamp bucket, you buy it to the width of whatever width you want.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So then this piece is added in afterwards.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? From the manufacturers, but this is a great.
Call this like tube section's
What's
got a bit weak.
What? Yeah, what size stone are you on?
It's MOT.
It's MOT.
Yeah.
Right. So this is actually bent at the moment, like this.
Yeah.
Right. And we've got a gap here. So we're going to have to wrap a chain block around this, pull it back, grind it out, and weld it up. So, how many carriages have you got left?
Only done 4.
You've only done 4.
16.
There's 16 on. Six, so you've 12 left to do. Right, so you've got 1,200 tonne left.
Well, there's only just over 1,000 on it anyway.
Was there?
Yeah.
Right, so, right, let's get on with it. Close it. Close. One. Right. So the bucket's fully closing now. Got it right up there with that chain block. Right, so I've only got 4 milli, 7018 4 milli rods on the van. So I give Luke my rods yesterday to go on a job. So 4 millis have to do anyway. So we're going to tack on this side. Right, Keith, what I'll say we'll do is we'll open the bucket,
Yeah.
put the bucket on its side, so pull it back towards you.
Yeah.
So this is at the top,
Okay.
and lay it down.
Right, okay.
All right.
Do you want that off?
Yeah, I'll take that off now. Spinning. And pull it back towards you, don't you? Are you going to lay it that way?
Yeah, we normally do. But
Yeah, do that way then, yeah.
Yeah.
Spin it out of the way. Put the bucket on ground, let me have a look. Yeah, go on. Open it up, Keith. Close it a touch. One. Oh, there. The tube is a little bit out of line.
I think you just want me to pick it up a bit, buddy. The back's more on floor than the front.
Well then. Yeah. Right, so there's that much play in these bushes. We're going to have to give it a full refurb, this bucket. Obviously, since we were here a couple of weeks ago, one of the pins broke. Just grind all that out now and just weld it up. That's what I've done here. I've gone right through with the grinder with a 3mm cutting disc. So I've got a gap right through. Now I'm going to sink a rod in it. This is a 4mm rod, so we've got a 4mm gap there. I'm going to sink a root right in it now there and get hold of it before we start moving the bucket about anymore. tubes in there now. We just put one over the top. I'm just going to put another cap over that, and then we can do whatever we want with the bucket. Then we know it's not going to pull apart. We've got 6-inch run on it. Just stood up my director. I hope that's still working. Anyway, we've just got a 6-inch run in there now. Put 3 runs in it. So that now allows me to go all the way around it with a good prep. So now I know it's not going to go anywhere. Keep out of that, lad. Alright, so we've prepped it all the way around now, but we have had a problem with a few of these others before, right? So we're just doing a quick fix tonight to get this crane unloaded. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap another tube around all 4 of these joints. Yeah, so we'll go from about there to there, so say 300mm long with a bigger tube, just split it in half and wrap them around the welds, just to double it up. So we'll fully weld this up now. Right, so we've got 3 good runs all the way around that now. So we'll put it back to work. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to wrap tubes around these tubes to cover that well, like I just said before, just to beef this bucket up a bit, because this is a grain bucket that's unloading stone. It's not the right bucket for the process that we're doing. Right, Keith? Right, so it looks like it's closing all right, that bucket, although that tube wasn't 100% in line. So let's just see how it picks the stone up, see if we get any spillage. Right, director, just keep an eye on that bucket and see if there's any spillage coming out. Looks all right to me. So this is a set of organ 840 club. No spillage. That'll do. Right, director. That'll do for tonight. 1 o'clock in the morning. Let's see what tomorrow brings, eh? Make sure you're at workshop for 6 o'clock and all. Alright, director, glad you could make it. So this is a new day and we've got a new breakdown with this Max Track 1000 crusher, cone crusher. The cone has actually come apart with inside the machine. We've never actually done one of these before. So this is a new breakdown. I'm pretty sure you've got enough for the last chapter. So let's end this chapter right here, right now. Yeah. So please like and subscribe. And this will be a new episode that will be out the following day. So if you're watching this on Saturday, this will be out on the Sunday. Yeah, let's go.